Scene Daddy Interviews.
Welcome, everyone, to Scene Daddy Interviews. My name is Ian, and it's a lifelong dream of mine. I am here in a small-ass, echoey room.
Brown,
yes, with weird... I mean, there should be more shelves on that, probably,
they
right?
should be wider, too.
I would think so. Yeah, what do they even do in this room? Hey, there's Adam.
Oh, hey.
Adam from Rarity has stepped in. So I was doing the big intro here where I say my whole life has been leading up to finally meeting Johnny Franck in person. And that is the man who is sitting in the more comfy chair right now. And now
he's a very beautiful man, and
Hey.
he makes me laugh a lot.
Hey,
It's
that's
true.
the goal.
you kind of look like a UPS driver right now.
I can confirm that.
Dude, we were just talking about it. I had
Yeah.
this like moment where I was walking into a truck stop and I was like,
And Adam's gone again.
Goodbye,
hey,
everybody.
see you, man.
So much love for both of you.
You too, buddy.
I had like skin tight black pants on and like a skin tight shirt. And I was like, I look like I'm in a band.
Right. Yes.
And I was like, that's fine. But I just hit this moment where I was like, I want to actually try and see how I can not look like I'm in a band as much as possible.
Okay. Right.
Just as like a game. Like,
yeah. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I went out, when I saw you in front of the podium, I was like, okay, I know that's Johnny, but also is he delivering something? So you did
Yeah.
it. It worked.
I work on the side for Amazon.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
delivering
I mean,
packages.
just getting that extra money, getting that cash on the road. Totally good.
Yeah. So that's my quest is like I told when I got married, I was like, you know, I did dress pretty cool, but now I'm going to just try and dress like as much of a dad as possible.
Without being a dad.
Yeah. I keep threatening her and I'm like, I'm getting a fucking phone clip on my belt.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I think the problem is, though, years ago, that would have been, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing it. But now that's so hipster that I'm sure it doesn't even matter anymore. But
Yeah.
you'll get there.
The shoes also are nice too.
Yeah, that's good.
Some trail runners, dude.
Some North Face trail runners with some black socks. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, dude, you got to get the all black trail runner shoes because, you know, you're still seen at heart.
Exactly. You got to think about stomping around on something. You just have to, it'll take over.
But you also need good support.
Yes. Yes. What kind of insoles do you have on those?
No insoles on this one yet.
Oh, okay.
I'd say once I hit like 35, I'm going to be...
Then that's the time?
I'm going to be talking insole theory with my friends.
The new Bill Murray
You got to
podcast.
get the new...
Man, so for anyone that doesn't know, I'm sure I've already said Johnny Franck, but obviously Johnny Franck from Bilmuri. This is now the second time on Scene Daddy and the fifth time total, I think, that we've talked.
Sounds about right.
That's insane. And then out of the times, let's see, this is the first time you've ever been in mass for a show since, Attack days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty insane as well. So this
Yeah.
is, I was not expecting, especially the way you've talked about touring before in the recent past. I'm very surprised that you're doing this one. How has it been so far?
It's been pretty amazing, like legitimately. So like you said, I don't really like touring too much.
Right.
Obviously, because I don't tour a ton. But the main thing, like for me, for doing it is like getting outside of my comfort zone.
Right.
And doing shit that I don't know. As I've gotten older, you realize like your world starts to get really small if you let it, because you get comfortable.
Right.
Which is, I think, good. In your mid-20s, you're trying to find home. You're trying to find comfort.
Right.
Once you find those things, you can't let comfort win overall, and you have to like get outside of your comfort zone, do things that are scary to you again, and or else life just becomes boring as shit.
For sure.
Man. So for this, I was just kind of like, well, I want to just get out and meet the people who I've been talking on the internet with, like you.
Yes, for sure.
And so that's like really the main reason I do it. I mean, the shows are fun.
Right.
We all have a blast.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it's a good time. But I really do enjoy meeting people. And this tour has been no exception.
It's great. Yeah. And
we've met some amazing people. Like every night for this entire tour, I've just been outside with like a beer in my hand talking about where people are from and stuff like that. So
That's
I
very
love
cool.
that.
Well, that seems very Johnny Franck of you.
Okay.
It really it does. I mean, you don't seem to be. I mean, I guess when we started talking, maybe you're more of that. What is it? Introverted extrovert. What they say, like that kind of thing, where you want to force yourself to do that, but you're also comfortable not talking to anybody if that's the way you're feeling at that time.
Yeah, I think I'm like vacillate between the two extremes.
Sure.
Where it's like I don't want to hang out with anyone until I really, really, really want to hang out with people, and just switches like that.
Yes.
So I'll go like all day, perfectly fine being by myself, and then I'm like trying to find some shit to do tonight because I'm so bored.
Right.
So yeah, I think I get bored quickly, and so but touring is not boring.
No, I'd imagine not. And the last time we spoke, we talked about how you're married now.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a new home as well. So you're leaving that situation. Would your wife ever come out to do this at all?
No, I think it's like the way I view touring now is like kind of like a hunting trip for the boys, you know? like
Sure.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, I'm going to get all my dudes. We're going to be idiots for a week.
Right.
You know, I'll be back home. I mean, not idiots, but we'll just go out and like, I think every dude needs time to just kick it with dudes.
Gotcha.
And and my wife would never ever.
She would never want to do it. I gotcha.
No. Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best. That's true. So then now with Capstan and Rarity, obviously they've been doing this for a while, but do you feel like you're the vet on the tour? Like, have you had to take anyone aside and go like, hey, been doing this for a long time. Let me give you some advice.
No. Honestly, it's just like this has been a fantastic tour because Capstan, I'd never met them, or Rarity, and they're all like super nice guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Super, super nice guys.
Yeah.
So we all clicked really, really easily, and like everyone just does their shit and hangs out.
Yeah.
Like there's no one is
Egos
slacking
and,
or
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's very nice. Yeah, I didn't know anyone on the tour, so when we were going out, I was worried, like, man, because the tour can really suck if a one band is, kind of shitty. It's just not fun. You're around them all the time,
for sure. Right.
So we definitely are happy that everyone's good.
Good.
Being around them, and everyone gets their shit done, plays and hangs out. So
it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I saw the video game setup that they have out there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to see what those behind the scenes kind of things are like sometimes, because a lot of people that are out there, they're not exposed to what bands do, while they're waiting to go on stage, or what they're doing during the day when they finally get here.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different for people.
It's more just trying to find stuff to do.
That's also true.
Yeah. It's like a very much so kind of hurry up and wait type of thing. Which can get really like, if you don't do it right, it just wears on you.
I can imagine. Okay.
You get to the venue at 2 and you play at 8.
Yeah. Like, what do you do?
Right. You have to fill your time with. So we've been like dialing that in as we've done more and more tours.
Oh, okay.
Like, each tour, I feel like we discover something new to add to what we do. So
okay.
A lot of the time, like our basically our daily routine is we wake up, eat continental breakfast as much as we can.
Sure.
And then we go out and find a disc golf course somewhere.
Sure.
So they're everywhere. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, we haven't traveled more than 20 minutes out of the way from a venue to find one.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, and they're always usually in like really nice parks and stuff like that. So we'll hit up a disc golf course, rip a quick 9, maybe 18, maybe a 21 if we're feeling it.
There you go.
And then we'll head to the venue, load in, get everything on stage and set up, and then we'll work out. And then
there you go.
Yeah. We brought some stuff with us.
Nice.
And then hang out and play.
Very cool.
So yeah, I feel like if you don't fill your day up with stuff, you kind of feel like a worthless. Like I know I need to work to earn the day.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Sure. Yeah.
If I just lay around all day, I didn't earn it and I didn't win the day.
Right.
So.
Yeah. No, I feel it's similar for me too. I mean, I'm not traveling, but get up, work out, do something to make myself feel like I've done something during the day. And then today it was chasing around bands.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Now, do you ever play Can Jam at all?
No.
Do you know what it is?
It's like the trampoline one.
No.
Oh, okay.
I brought it up because of the frisbee, because of disc that you brought up.
Oh,
So
oh.
it's like a
The 2 buckets.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
inflatable and you're trying to hit it through. That's a lot of fun.
I think I've tried to play that, but I like disc golf is like there at my high school is like a mile away from a disc golf course, so everyone.
So
in my
that
high
was
school,
okay, gotcha.
So that's where all the stoners went to get high, and that's where I went to get high on disc golf.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Don't know if those words have ever been put together.
Yeah, dude.
Amazing.
Hey, here we are.
I'm thinking, wait, I think that's got to be a song title.
High on disc golf.
There you go. I think you got it.
Dude, really anything's up for a song title.
I figured. Now, let me ask, you would put out on social media, hey, if I like your, for an album title, I think you did it, or for a song title, you're like, put it here and maybe I'll use it. Did you ever actually use anyone's suggestions?
Thickly.
That was someone else? Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very nice. I like it.
It was like early in the morning and I was checking my Twitter and someone had just randomly posted it.
Oh, just out of the blue.
Replied to me and I started cracking up and was like, it has to happen, dude. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is great. So you're on this tour right now. You've got a new album coming out very soon. How much have you told people about it?
I feel like I've told people a decent much. Oh, being sick, man. Your brain just is on it.
And this is a live echoey room too, so it even had more punch than it normally would.
Much.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
What you've told people about the new album.
Oh yeah, it's 7 songs. It's called
Surprise.
Yeah, hey. It's called Rich Sips.
Oh, okay. All right.
We saw it in this
Fantastic.
McDonald's sign.
Yeah.
And it said Rich Sips. And I was like, that's really weird.
That is really weird.
Yeah.
What was it, a coffee thing? Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
Rich
now,
Sips.
Look at me. Look, I'm a marketer.
You're
I put that
figuring
together
it out,
in a second.
dude.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it was like, it's just it's like kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that? So obviously I liked it. And
yes. Of course.
There
it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Here we are.
Maybe get a sponsorship.
Dude, I'm trying, man.
I figured that was your whole goal. How can I get corporately sponsored?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say no.
No, I'll
be doing. If we got big, I'd be doing like Sprite ads and shit.
I like how that was the one you came up with right away, Sprite.
Like, hey guys, I'm trying to get this money.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey. Yeah, I mean, because if you get that money, then you don't even have to go on tour. You don't have to do anything.
Well, that's the nice thing about the way the band is like I don't. It's like doing something because I want to do it.
Right.
Which is nice because I don't think I would enjoy tour at all if I had to go on.
Right. Yeah.
So, but it's it's fun because it's just like a nice little side thing I get to do.
Exactly. It's not like there are a lot of bands that, especially now, are told you have to tour or you're not going to be profitable. You're not going to be able to do anything. And it's nice to be able to be in so much control that you don't have to listen to anyone. You can go out and do that stuff. It's the same way you do with regular music. You can go ahead and produce music and make your own music as much as you want for yourself. You can also do that for other bands as well. Now, how is the focusing on mostly doing your own stuff? Have you kept to that, or are you still working with some other bands as well?
It's nice because I don't have to work on like metalcore bands, like the local metalcore bands, which, was cool.
Which, by the way, I love still. So,
if I needed to do it, I would do it.
Sure.
And I would be happy because it's still a great job.
Right.
But if I can have the choice to not do it,
yes,
I'll do that. So oftentimes I'll just cherry pick the projects I want from a producing standpoint, like a band No Dice that I'm friends with. I'm doing their
I know them, yeah.
I'm doing their record when I get home.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they're the homies. So like we, just love working with them, and I like their music and I want to see them do well.
Right.
So I'm invested in the project.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you would have the same feeling. I just spoke with Eli from Boys of Fall, and he mentioned he might be hitting you guys up as well. They had talked about that. So
nice.
Breaking news.
Hell yeah.
Well, he said it on the show.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm spoiling anything.
No.
But they might end up talking to you because you guys have worked so much in the past together. I think people have that, or they have that feeling of freedom with you. They know they can trust what you're going to do, especially when you talk about with No Dice. It's like, they're the homies. They're people that can trust you. You guys are friends. It's got to be the easiest way to work, I would assume.
Yeah, it is. It's once there's trust, especially with No Dice. I didn't produce them until we did the Slow Dancing in the Dark, and that shit blew up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I think it was nice for them because I think they were very discouraged at the time. I was like, when we finished recording, I was like, this shit's gonna blow up.
There you go.
And they're like,
nice.
No, it's not. I was like, watch, it's gonna blow up,
There
and
you
it
go.
blew up. So I think once they saw that, they're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
we could actually do this.
Right.
You know, as a band, we could live off this. And
Oh, that's cool.
I do feel like in a lot of ways, I'm not going to say I'm the first one to do it, but I would say creating a business model for a band for the era that we live in now and trying to find what works. And it is like a lot of people that have come up and talked to me on tour have been like, man, you gave me like hope and I'm doing music again because
that's cool.
Because you showed me you can do it without all the stuff.
Right.
You know, and I do feel like now a lot of the times that's what Bilmuri stands for. It's just like you don't need all the crazy shit.
Right.
You don't need a label. You don't need any. I mean, it's cool if you do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
But like, you don't need any of that to do music for a living.
Right.
Especially now.
Yeah, yeah. This has got to be the golden age of getting your own shit out there, I would assume.
Yeah. It's like, I hear a lot of musicians like, oh, musicians don't make money. It's like, that's not true. It's just instead of a very, very, very select few musicians making millions and millions of dollars, they're not making as much. The big, the 1% musicians aren't making as much, but now the pool is so much wider of people who can make money online.
Right.
And it's like, that is the way things should be.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
It's like, I don't give a fuck that Aerosmith isn't making, $50
billion,
million a year.
Right.
It's like they can live off $3 million a year. And then
well, can they though? Because I mean, he's got to hump people in the crowd and stuff. So, I mean, he needs that money.
That's where he'll get his money.
Well, that's what he was doing. So you get the ones in his G strings. So, yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, so I do feel like, it is, you can do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to be. It's got to be tough. I think the stuff that you do, it comes out well because of how passionate you are and how free I think you feel that you are and how you actually are free. And you've got to be one of the, I think we probably covered this on one of our many conversations, but it's got to be, or you've got to be one of the only people to have done that, to leave something profitable or to leave something that was so big to go off and, be yourself and then come back later as a different incarnation. And even that incarnation is probably yourself, really. So I find it hard when I think about things, besides someone who left a major band and then joined another band, there's not that many people that were in such a huge, huge band in the scene to leave it, get whatever get their life together, feel as comfortable as you did, and then come back as a different incarnation.
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't even really something I intended on doing.
Right.
It was just like, I guess you just are what you are.
Yeah.
And that's who I am, is just, I love writing music and
right.
and it ends up taking you places, and here we are, and well, that's what I love about it. It's the coolest thing in the world. Like the fact that people like the vibrations I make.
Right.
And then they're like, they want to meet me. It's just the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
So,
it's gotta be cool.
it is, man. It is. And, so I felt like, I feel like I've lived two lives.
I see. Okay. Sure.
Like, because even my wife will be like, I can't believe you did all that stuff. Like, I just can't even imagine you doing that. Like, I don't, it's like, it's just so far away.
Right.
And I completely agree with her. I'm like,
sure.
Like, I mean, I remember doing it. We played this venue.
Well,
like
right. Yeah. You
times.
played, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, did we ever play the main stage here?
See, I want to say that you did.
Okay.
And then I also want to say that you played, man, actually, this might have been after you were out. I want to say House of Blues as well, or Avalon at the time.
I think that's where they played.
Yeah, yeah. But I also think that you did play here as well, like when you were in the band. I think so.
I've played here a couple times because I remember
for sure. And I think I was probably
out in front. And all that stuff.
Right. And it's, I mean, for a venue in Massachusetts, this is the most well known, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of great things here. The only issue is it's in Worcester. That's really the only
Yeah,
issue.
very random.
Yeah, right? It's so, and I think, and maybe you can shed some light on this, why wouldn't this tour come into Boston? Because to me, it's either, it couldn't be all ages, depending on what venue you were going to, or they were taking more of a cut in Boston than they take out here.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's the thing. I've heard stories before, but that's kind of what I would think it would be. But this venue's great.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe, yeah, that's a lot of the times people choose venues because of the cut that they get.
Right.
Like there's a place in Columbus called Donato's Pizza Basement.
Yes, I know that place. Yep.
That's fucking stupid that you know that place.
You know what? Well, I'll tell you, and he'll love to hear this. So one of my ex-co-hosts, Dave,
Yeah.
he is from that area. So he used to talk about going to that place all the fucking time. He's like, dude, you go there and you get to go downstairs and you see bands and then they send pizza down. I was like, what fucking world are you living in?
But here's the thing, dude, is the guy who's running the bar downstairs is also running sound for you.
He didn't tell me that.
He probably didn't know.
No, he probably didn't.
Dude, it's like, so you have like, you're like, hey, can I get more vocal? And he's like giving someone a PBR and he's like, 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me. Wait, did you say you wanted more sausage or vocals?
Yeah,
which one is
like,
it? Okay.
Fuck. Yeah, so like, I mean, but anyways, all that to say, like, the reason there's shows there, it's so funny that you've heard of that venue, but the reason there's shows there is because the Donato's Pizza doesn't charge any money to run a show there. So if someone books a show there, the band gets all the money.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So it's like if 20 people show up, you get $200.
Oh,
you know?
So yeah, that's, I mean, for a band, that's fucking great.
Especially it's starting off. Like,
yes.
You know, because it is like disheartening when you play a nicer venue and you're just starting off. You like, oh shit, 30 people came out. There's probably $300 at the door. Sorry, there's $250 that costs to run staff and everyone.
Right.
And then it's like, all right, you get your $50.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of the times that's why people choose venues.
Exactly.
Like I was thinking last night we played Amityville.
Yeah.
And a lot of shows go through Amityville.
They do. Yeah.
And we were talking about like, you have Brooklyn, you have like New York City, all these different places.
Yeah, why here?
Yeah, why Amityville? Why Long Island? But I think it's a similar deal.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. And so me and my buddy, we will actually come out here a lot for shows because
I'm sure there's tons of shows here.
Every scene band comes out here. Like I almost went to college here just so I could go to concerts all the time. Like that's an honest statement, even though I would never want to. And I know, I'm sure there are people in Worcester that are like, oh, it's the fucking best. It's not. It's not. Dated a girl from here before, and she was trying to get me to go out I'm like, it's not that great. It's not like if you want to take a tour of the Palladium all the time, like I get it.
Yeah,
that's
cool
fine.
venue.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But by the way, I was down in Kentucky 2 weeks ago, and I had no idea that when you fly into Cincinnati, it's in Kentucky.
Yeah.
And my parents now live in Ohio, and I wanted to get to that venue. I wanted to get to that pizza
Donato's?
venue. Yeah, I wanted to just so I could say
You're only 2 hours away.
I thought about it.
Should have hit me up, dude. We would have gone. I would never have gotten a pizza there, but we would have gone.
Oh, is it bad pizza?
No, it's great pizza.
Oh, okay.
But,
all right.
you know, I've grown up with it my whole life. So they're headquartered in, they're like a regional chain.
Yes. Oh, okay. I see. See, my parents now live in Cincinnati. I went down there for work, and I was like, where can I make this happen? Because at the point, I think I just happened. I had this the Plot and You was playing as well, and I wanted to go see them, but it was just everything was too far away from where I was at that time.
Right.
Which is always the issue. It's always
very true.
But for this venue, about an hour and a half away.
Not bad.
Yeah, from Boston to Worcester, not the worst thing.
Yeah, I'd say like my theory on driving to shows is like I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Like under 2 hours.
Yes. There you go. Yeah.
Over 2 hours, it gets fucking...
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
It's like 3 hour drive. You drive in 6 hours. You know, if the show ends at 12, you get home at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. And most of the time, especially like today, it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
So you got real work. You got real life in the morning. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. I think we've been ending pretty early, though. I mean,
okay.
Our show will be done at like 10.
See, I don't know if that's something about just, growing up, but I'm like, yeah, I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
Dude, I agree. I'm like, oh, wow. I can drink a warm glass of milk by 11. I'm kidding.
I don't know if you're kidding on that one.
Dude, a warm milk is disgusting.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Never had it. I don't think of those.
Don't do it, dude.
I won't.
Don't do it.
Well, I've heard from you on many occasions that the milk is wet.
A lot of the
So,
times, yes.
Yeah, it's a running theme, I think, through your stuff. So, by the way, I want to see if I can do this. I was thinking about this the other day. I want to run through your entire discography.
Okay.
See if I can do this. Jaguar Shark.
Yeah.
Self-titled.
Yeah.
Letters.
Yes.
Frame.
Yes.
Banana.
Yeah.
Solid Chub.
Yeah.
I want to say Taco. Wet Milk. And now, oh, wait. I had it. Rich Sips.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you missed one.
Oh, shit. Wait.
Letters, right? Did
No,
say
I
that?
said Letters.
Oh, okay.
Letters is before Frame.
Yep. You got it. You got it.
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
That's an awesome discography right there. I was just like, and all in 2 years, you've released all those. So,
Yeah, it's all been 1 year.
It's all one entire year of Bill
What is
Murray.
it, 3.5 years now?
Yeah, 3.5 years. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, we're on album number 9, dude. We're trucking. We're trucking, dude.
You're going to have a 10-year anniversary in one album.
We always joke like, oh, Jaguar Shark, man, that's the old shit, bro. It's like only 3 years
come
old.
on, guys. If you're a fan of that, like, I don't even, come on.
No, dude, it's
Please.
well, one thing that's been really challenging is picking songs to play.
I would assume so. Yeah.
It's like everyone, I don't know what songs because each city likes different songs in the set a
Sure.
lot.
Right.
So, like one we played in Philly and it was just like bonkers.
Oh, okay.
And we played Timing, which is usually one of
Oh.
the weaker reactions.
But it did well?
People went nuts.
Fuck yeah.
It's
Nice.
like, I was thinking about cutting Timing because
Yeah.
it was just like, I don't know.
You're just not feeling it?
People aren't reacting, or like it doesn't seem like people enjoy it as much.
Oh, okay.
But then we played Philly, and I was like, all right, we got to keep the song in because people like close to moshing to the song.
Wow. Okay.
Great.
Well, that's got to be, and like you mentioned, it's got to be weird because you have so many songs to pick. But then we talked about it the last time we spoke. You've almost got eras of Bill Murray.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you go slower on this one? Do you throw in the heavy track? Do you how do you bounce around? And then also, is it 5 albums that don't even get any play because you're focusing on this, because it works out tuning wise or backing whatever you want to do?
Yeah, we're trying to I try to get one from each album. I think we've got like 7 albums represented.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But right before we left on this tour, our drummer, his girlfriend had a brain aneurysm.
It was awful. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, so we had to bring out our buddy Frankie, and he came 2 days before.
Wow.
Showed up 2 days before the tour and
Yeah.
practiced day 1, day 2, and then left and played.
Wow.
But he's doing a fucking fantastic job.
Yeah.
But we had to cut 2 or 3 songs because it was just like, all right, we need to nail 7 songs and not kind of nail 10 songs.
Right.
So our set's a little shorter today, but
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, it's understandable.
Yeah.
But how are they? How is she?
Doing, I think, leveling out a little bit, but
Okay.
yeah, just trying to figure things out. It's
awful.
It's kind of a nasty thing, man.
You don't want to wish that on anybody. Like, that's just it's awful stuff.
Yeah. So I've been texting Noah like pretty much every day.
Oh, okay,
asking
good.
how he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, it's such a bummer. He was like distraught.
Yeah.
Because he had worked, he'd worked so hard to
Of course, yeah.
learn the set, and we'd been practicing.
Right.
Yeah,
and this is it's a big tour. I was never expecting a tour like this to actually happen.
Really?
Because especially for me to have all 3 of you have been on the show multiple times.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because I had that today was the 3rd time that I spoke to Capstan, and it was the 4th time that I've spoken with Rarity. And then obviously now you're on 5.
Yeah, dude.
So you're always going to be leading.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, you've had the most. You have overtaken Gray Sorensen of Charlatan.
Okay.
Because he used to come on and do the movie show as well.
Oh,
so yeah,
nice.
which whenever you're open for that, we can definitely do that.
Oh, dude, I love talking movies too.
I do too, man. It's so much fun, but I find myself people get really mad at my criticisms of movies. Are you a comic book movie guy at all?
A little bit. Casual.
You'll throw it on kind of thing. Do you see the new Spider-Man? The Far From Home? Yeah. I watched that the other night. I was just disgusted. I couldn't, I don't understand why they're bastardizing the character, and I never heard anyone talk about it.
I feel like that movie is a movie that's like, well, it's pretty good, but it's not going to age well.
No, it's not going to age well. No, not whatsoever. But I don't get this. Let me ask you this. Did you grow up with comic books and stuff?
I watched a lot of the cartoons on like Fox and stuff. So like X-Men and Spider-Man was like
two of the greatest.
Yeah. Like Batman as well.
Oh yeah. No, that was great. The Batman animated series
scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Sure. It's like all film noir and like real gnarly. It was like, but it was so cool.
Yeah. It's so great. So you know the character of Spider-Man then, the animated series was pretty close to a lot of the different comic book variations.
That's the Spider-Man I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you see that Spider-Man in this
Far From Home? I felt like Homecoming, it was definitely very, very Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Far From Home, I just felt like it was whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I also felt like the movie got overshadowed because it had to explain Endgame often.
Yeah. I mean, how many times did they fucking say blip?
Yeah.
That was so random.
And it's like, it probably sucks if you're trying to write a movie and they're like, okay, hold on though. This huge, life-changing, massive galactic event happened and now you have to explain this, and this.
Right.
So character development, probably not so much.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
And here's the villain and he does these things. And
exactly. And he wasn't bad. I didn't think Jake Gyllenhaal was bad.
No.
I guess updating or learning to use his spider sense made sense. Like that's fine. What I don't like about what they're doing with Spider-Man is, to me, in the comics, in the show, in whatever, Spider-Man was always the one making the witty quips. Now, I understand he's a teenager, so he's not going to be the brainiac, person he was in college or working for the Daily Planet, like Daily Bugle, all that kind of stuff. But everyone else around him
was making quips.
Yeah, they're the ones, and he's
like playing the straight man.
Yeah, that's not what Spider-Man's supposed to be.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's supposed to be cracking jokes and
exactly.
Shit. Yeah,
and I understand he's got the awkward jokes now, but that's not what I want from my.
No,
Spider-Man.
I want puns, dude.
Right? Yes,
I want shitty puns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of? Did you watch Spider-Verse?
Oh, I loved that movie.
That movie to me is the only thing Spider-Man like. Out of the last 10 plus years, that's captured the essence.
That's the one I'll show my kids.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if I had to choose one, that's the one
that
I'll
would
show
be
my
the
kids.
one. Yeah. But they're going to, they're going to reboot it multiple times anyways.
If it's good, I'll watch it, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, besides superhero movies and stuff, is there any movies out right now or anything you're looking forward to?
Dude, obviously Star Wars.
Okay, sure.
But I'm interested to see if what they're gonna do with it. I think it's completely fucked at this point.
Oh, it's completely fucked.
Yeah, it's totally fucked. Like they could have done something. The Force Awakens was okay.
Sure.
The Last Jedi,
it's the exact same thing. Yeah.
It's like, but it's okay. I understood it.
Yeah. Why?
It's like, okay, they're trying to get everyone on the same page.
Sure.
Now let's go somewhere new.
Right.
Yeah, and then like it's just to me, the funniest thing is. Yeah. It's like, all right, guys, Bob Iger, we own Star Wars.
Yes, right.
It's like we can do whatever we want. And like the first thing I would do is write an overarching plot for the 3 movies. That's the first thing I would do.
Come on. People can't keep up with that kind of thing.
Oh my God. But like how in the world is that something that is not the immediate task?
Yes. Right.
But they didn't do it.
They didn't. And can you mark this down? We're going to mark this down right now. I'm telling you, in this new movie, there is going to be time travel because they're going to bring back. They're going to bring back everyone. They're going to bring back everyone.
Would hurt.
I'm telling you, mark it down. Mark it down right now.
I could see it, dude.
Yep.
And if it is time travel, everyone's going to be so bummed.
Or they're going to eat it up and just be like, "Oh well, I got to see Luke Skywalker alive again, so I'm super happy."
Dude. They could fan service their way out of it, and I would probably be like, if they do pod racing, I'm in, dude.
That is, you did tell me a long time ago that's your favorite one.
No, episode 3 is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I like episode 3 more than any other Star Wars.
Actually, I'm going to tell a secret here. I think I might have mentioned it before. That's the only Star Wars I own is episode 3.
That's what I'm saying.
You know why? Because it's the funniest fucking movie I've ever seen in my life.
It's so ridiculous, but it's emotional.
The best acting I've ever seen. I still think it's hilarious that when Padme is giving birth. She gives birth to her kids, right?
And then she dies of a broken heart.
Yes. They have the most amazing doctors ever in this hospital. And they're like, yeah, we can't do anything. She's dying of a broken heart.
She's lost her will to live.
Yeah. You have 2 fucking kids. How is that not a will to live? You're a mom.
Bro, she was heartbroken.
She was.
Okay,
I mean, that guy was so cool.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Would you rather have the acting of the prequels with a really cool, thought through 3 movies?
Sure.
Or would you rather have the acting of the sequels with no plot or anything? Because I'm prequels all day because the plot is amazing. If you think about it. It's like Palpatine manipulating the Republic,
yes, right.
starting a fake war in order to rise to power, take over, and then turn Anakin. It's like there's a very clear plot line that goes through all 3 movies.
And if they hadn't had all the Senate boring shit and had done that correctly, then yes, I'd be with you on that.
But that's a plot.
Yes.
That's like there's some meat to that.
Right.
Whereas like in the sequels, it looks amazing.
Sure.
It looks beautiful, but there's no
substance.
No substance to it.
Right. It's like
I can't believe I'm making a substantive argument for the prequels, but here we are, dude.
You sound like it's super nerd right now.
Yeah.
Super Star Wars nerd. But I actually I'm going to go with your first option. I take bad acting and a story for sure. Because if you look back at old, that's one of the reasons why I love horror movies so much. You look back at old horror movies, so the acting sucks every once in a while, but the storylines at least had an original point to them. And that's what I want. Right. I want something like that. And Star Wars has not had that for a while.
The prequels, at worst, an original idea.
True.
Like, name us another story that's similar to that. It's hard to kind of name something like that.
Religion,
yeah.
It's the Bible.
That's what he
based a lot of Eastern and Western religions.
Well, and he also a lot of it, which was interesting, was an allegory for George Bush and like the war in Iraq. Which I don't want to get political, but like
I know you've been wanting to get political on the show for forever.
Christ, that's the last thing I want to do. But like, we do live in a society. No, I'm just kidding. But like. But he basically the whole thing was like an allegory for for that, which I was like, that's kind of sick because it's like they're not bashing me over the head with politics. It's just kind of making something that's not like, I don't know.
Well, no, that's true. Look, I'll even switch it a little bit here because we go off on tangents, so people are used to this. So, like, for one of the reasons why, and everyone hates me for it, but I really, really dislike Batman: The Dark Knight. For a myriad of reasons. And I did a 3-hour podcast on why the movie sucks to me. But one of it is very political. The political point that they make in it where Batman realizes that the Joker is the worst possible thing out there right now. He's a mass murderer. He's manipulated. Like, he can get anyone. He can kill anyone, blah, blah. So he breaks into the security systems and starts basically wiretapping and trying to find out. Now, that was happening at the exact same time as the George Bush thing. Yeah. So Morgan Freeman has to walk in there and be like, I don't think what you're doing, and I can't do his voice, so I'm not going to try. I can't believe what you're doing. Your father would never allow this. I won't allow this. I won't have a part of this. And then Batman's like, fuck you. But
and then it's like he uses it anyways.
Yeah, I think he shuts it down because he wants Morgan Freeman to come back later. So, but it's just like that was so ham-handed, and it's like, dude, in this one city where the Joker is, I think people would be okay this one time. And I know, believe me, I don't like giving my freedoms up either. But the one time in this fake reality of a place where the Joker exists, I don't mind if he's checking my phone to see if Joker's around on the sidewalk. Like, Batman's not going like, oh shit, you fucking jaywalked. I'm going to get you.
Yeah. There's a balance there. It makes sense.
That's the way. But here, look, if you want to go into politics for another 2 hours, we can definitely do that.
I could, but I don't want to.
Well, how are we doing, by the way? I know this is live, but how are we doing on time?
We're good.
Are we still good?
Rarity's on right now, but
okay.
So we probably got like 5-10 minutes.
Okay, that's cool. And I've seen them a bunch. They're great guys, and we talked earlier. I don't know how we're actually going to release these, but I talked to Rarity first. I talked to Capstan, and now we're speaking, obviously. So it's been a good day.
You've been putting in the work, dude.
Gotta try. Seen Daddy, you know?
Love it.
Gotta fucking try. But you guys are the ones doing the hard work. I mean, you have to go on tour. You have to come out and do this stuff. So
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it anyways.
It's not too bad.
But let me see. I want to talk a little bit about what you've got coming up. So when is the album actually coming out?
I'm thinking late November, early December.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good release time then. Yeah.
Yeah, so like a month and a half from now.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I don't
as
know
long
when
as-
the interview will air.
Oh, yeah. It'll come out. Take a few weeks off that or
Okay.
something. But you won't be doing it's not like end of December or anything, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because that's a pretty stagnant time for albums to come out, right?
Well, oftentimes I like to choose stagnant times
Oh,
because
okay.
it
All right.
like kind of accentuates your album if
Oh,
no
that's
one
true.
else is dropping. That's why often I'll drop most albums come out on Friday. I'll
Yeah.
drop it on a Wednesday.
Yes, that's right.
Because people, there's not a hey, oh fuck, I've got 5 albums I need to listen to.
Right.
It's just it's Bilmuri is the only band that's dropping right now.
Right. No, that's a good point.
So I often will do that, but I'm thinking like late November, early December.
Cool. Yeah, I would recommend not dropping it the same day as A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, sure.
I think that's the biggest one I can think of that's coming out like mid-November.
Right.
So yeah, just in case.
Yeah, we'll be good.
That's a little tougher.
We'll
So-
go head to head.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. I get all the Murray. What do you call them? Murray heads? What are they
I
now?
don't know.
I try and keep up with your social media. Like I said last time, your social media game is on point.
Thanks.
It's tough to keep up with it though.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, what joke was he making here? Okay,
Yeah.
I got that. Let me see if
Yeah.
I can use that in an interview we do later on. Yeah. No, I gotcha. So what is the plan after this tour?
Go home. The album's done. It's written. I've been having a kind of a bitch of a time, like obsessing over mixes because
Well, you talked to me about the
yeah. Oftentimes I'm like sometimes an album just comes together like that.
Yep.
And it's good. But I've been really like the past 2 albums, oftentimes like the previous albums, I would hear things that I was like, I should probably change that. And I'm like, we're all right. This time I'm like, I would really like to go above and beyond and be disciplined and be like, if you don't want this, you should change it. You should
Gotcha.
go the extra mile.
Sure.
And that's what I did with Wet Milk, and it came out really well.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'm going to continue to do that.
Gotcha.
So I'm just making sure every detail's right,
Yeah.
and not like getting lazy at the end and
Right.
just throwing it out there, but because the songs are good, they deserve a good rapping,
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's not bad. Well, I mean, it makes sense too because since you can set your own deadline, you can set whenever you want to release it.
Yeah.
So just like what we were just talking about, you can say, well, I'm going to take this extra time and this can come out whatever. And I don't have to answer to a label. I don't have to answer to a distributor or anything
Right.
like that. Yeah. So it works out perfectly. Do you have plans on merch or anything? Because I know you've been putting out, every Friday?
Merch Friday.
Merch Friday. We talked about this before too. I know all you've wanted to ever be is just a merch store.
Yeah.
That is.
That's my true passion. Yeah. Upselling t-shirts, like, taking a cheaper shirt, putting a logo on it and charging people extra money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the music game right there.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. You think I like the songs?
No, it's like, fuck this.
Self-expression? No, it's so, yeah. I mean, merch has been awesome though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
No, I've seen it catch on a lot. I have a bunch of your stuff, but I had to say I got to stop
Dude.
for a little bit.
yeah. I'm like, I hope there's not someone who's like going into debt buying my shit because I would feel horrible.
I think there are, but that's still their fault.
Yeah. It's like,
It's
just
not your fault.
wait a year or two and
Right.
buy another one.
Yeah. It's I liked how you put the collection so far on an album. I got that one back in the day too. Are you going to do vinyls?
So the way the only issue to a vinyl is that you have 300. You have to order 300 at a time.
Oh, okay.
And so it costs around $3,000.
Right.
So I would have to also house and ship those.
Oh, that's always tough. Yeah.
And so to me, it's not worth it yet.
Gotcha.
It will be, I think, once we hit that, like where it's for sure 300 people are going to get
Oh,
this.
for sure. Yeah. I think you could do that now. I do.
300?
I mean, I don't know your merch numbers, but the amount that I see people talking about it, I think you could do that as long as they were reasonably priced. I mean, obviously
Right,
you're going to
I'm
make
not
a
gonna-
profit and stuff, but just in a regular, like this is how much a vinyl goes for a
Right.
band and shipping, I think you could do that for sure.
Yeah. I mean, so the solution to the issue, I think, is like we do like basically, if you want vinyl, we do pre-orders. Like,
that's the other thing too. Yeah,
so do like a wet milk rich sips, like double side.
It just sounds great to hear them back to back.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
did.
Yep.
They're nice.
Compliment each other.
Yeah, exactly. So we put them together and then say, all right, well, whenever we hit 100 pre-orders, that's when we'll start printing them.
Okay, yeah. That's a damn good idea.
Yeah, so that's the only way I've really come up with the solution to that.
No, I've done it for another business that I do as well. Like that's probably the best because you've locked people down.
Yeah.
So you know this is how it's going to be. Like it works that way. So any plans on any more tours? I mean, now that you've got, your family you've got a wife and everything, you guys going to be slowing down for the holidays, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of the times they book tours like 4 months in advance, 4 to 5 months. So we get back home. I mean, I was like on this tour, I was like, well, let's just do this one and enjoy it and not think about doing more. So we just have to see. Like, obviously my wife doesn't like being chilling by herself. Right. I don't like that either.
Well, right.
I don't like, it's definitely hard.
I would imagine.
So, but we both talked about it before we got married and we're like, hey, I'm a musician. I'm going to play music. And, we both kind of agreed on how often that would be. And which is way more, what we agreed on is way more than I'm doing now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
So like I think I would love to keep going to places and stuff like that, but it just has to make sense on a money standpoint. Right. And it has to make sense on like, we got this sweet offer with Capstan. It's during the fall, so it's not winter touring, which sucks.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, it's just got to be like, for me, it's got to add value to my life, not take value away. And this tour is like added a lot of value.
I would assume it'd have to.
Yeah.
And I've been saying assume a lot, but I really think so. Like this is one of the best tour packages this year.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, and it seems like people are recognizing that and coming out to shows. I don't know how today will be because it's a Sunday in Worcester. But other than that, I have no idea.
I mean, I think it's our best-selling night.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I'm good. I've been back doing interviews, so it's like when I go to Warped Tour and I do interviews all day, and then I come out, I'm like, oh yeah, it's sunny out.
Like there's music.
Like, it's nice. Yeah. Wow, there are bands playing. That's so weird. Yeah. So that's kind of, as you know now, being a podcaster yourself, that's kind of the life.
Except I just kind of do it randomly whenever.
That's true, but that's the way to do it. I wish I could. Right. They always tell me consistency.
I know.
Consistency. I'm like, well, I just want to turn on the mic and talk and then put it out whenever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's what I will tell people, by the way. I am super disappointed in you because I thought I was going to be doing your podcast and I thought I was going to have no pressure on me to talk. And I thought, he's going to take over and ask me questions. It's going to be completely differ't.
I totally would have.
We're going to have to do that at some point.
I will absolutely do that.
We'll do that. Yeah.
If you ever come to Donato's Pizza Basement, we'll do it.
Well, how far is Columbus away from Cincinnati?
2 hours. Hour 45.
I can do that for the podcast.
Damn, dude.
I can do that for the podcast. All right.
So you got a chance to listen to the new album then?
Yes, I did. Sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to let people know that or not.
Dude.
Okay.
I'm interested in what you think. And then we should probably wrap up.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I love it. And now I know that's too easy to say because I love all your shit, but I can't help it. I like the changes, each album that you've made. When you start to get softer in Taco, when you started like that area, that opened me up to a little bit more of that style of music because it's not normally what I like.
Right.
But it worked when you were doing it. So I can feel something different when I hear you do that, if that makes sense. So then with Wet Milk, you kind of brought a little bit more to that alternative rock area. And now I think with, I keep on laughing when I'm about to say it, with Rich Sips, I think it continues that.
Okay.
It continues that, and I like it. And there's always been a lot of passion about what you sing about. But what I also like is I've almost seen it. You've never been fake, like at all. But there's something about what you're singing about now where I can almost see that your life is where you want it to be, but there are still human issues that you have to go through. And to hear that in a song where it's like, it's the every man, every woman type thing. Everyone goes through this stuff. And it's really good to hear it in music form, if that makes sense.
That's actually kind of amazing you picked up on that.
Oh, thank you.
Because a lot of when I did have albums where I was going through really heavy shit.
Yeah.
But this album, it was like, yeah, I was going through hard stuff, but I'm happy.
Right.
So it was like, I don't want to just make a sad album if I'm not sad.
Right.
So what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so I started just writing about what was happening in my life, and that's what came out. So it's interesting. Exactly. It's like, that's exactly what it is.
There we go. Well, I think I would hope after 9 albums, I'd be able to pick out some things at least.
Yeah. There's some good goofs in this one too, dude.
Yes. I know I don't want to give too much away either. So yeah. But now, do you want to talk about that thing that we talked about? We don't have to say any more about it. The thing we talked about before we started.
Oh, we can.
Well, I'll just at least say this. We won't say who it is, but there's a feature on this album that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I texted you right away when I heard it. So yeah, that's something to look out for people as well.
And I'm sure everyone knows what it is already.
I'm sure they do too, but it's still, I get it. We want to keep that, tight-lipped around that for sure. But man, this has been, I know we got to get going probably, but this has been fucking awesome. Like,
me too.
It's the same dynamic in person as it is over the phone or over Skype or whatever. Like, it always works out, man.
Yep.
It's so much fun. So I do have to say this. I will have links in the description of the episode so that everyone can get the new album. So hopefully they can also come out to this leg of touring as well, if possible. It might be done before this comes out. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, we hop off in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just like putting this out anyways very soon. So because I'm not going to do any editing for this. We're in an echoey room in the back of the Palladium. What am I going to do for this?
It's pretty gold podcast.
It's just get it out there. Yeah. But what I do have to say, and I think I've said this before, 2020 is coming up, so we're doing that 10-year retrospective for the self-titled as well. That's got to happen.
Yeah, dude.
I made a joke today that I just can't wait to start bringing Smokeahonis back.
Yeah,
like as an everyday term.
Oh yeah,
in 2020,
dude.
Awesome.
I'm down to do one.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah. Well, we did it for Someday Came Suddenly. We'll do it for this one as well. But and then, do you want to start just doing 6-month retrospectives for Bilmuri albums?
Yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we could do something like that. All right, man.
All right. It's time to go. All right. Johnny, once again, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
See you guys.
You've been listening to Scene Daddy Interviews.
Thank you all for listening to Scene Daddy Interviews. Make sure you support the artists we featured by checking out the summary of the episode. Also, for all your scene news, reviews, and memes, make sure to follow Scene Daddy and Ian Hates on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe and rate Scene Daddy Interviews on your favorite podcast listening app for more great artist interviews in the future. Stay seen.